Hey folks, Brian with another installment of the Red Book of Magic. I think I've got two more um, editions after this one. Okay, so G, H, I, J, no K's, and L. Ooh. Okay, glamour. Now some of my house rules are because this doesn't make sense, but some of them are also just to be easy. For example, I have mentioned earlier about when in my game, when we calculate strike ranks for casting spells, we don't do the -1. We just next strike rank, magic point spent. Okay. Another one's gonna come up for this glamour thing. Okay, so glamour increases the target's charisma by 8. Coordination's dex by 3. Why is charisma more than twice as much? Okay. So this will increase your spirit combat damage by 1 step. Maybe that's why they did it. Combat damage because it uses 2 stats. That makes sense. Also increases communication skills by +10 and increases magic skills as follows. So they build you a little table. If your charisma originally is 1 through 4, is it? Yeah, 5 through 8, 9 through 12, 13 or more, then you get either +5 or no bonus, or +5 or +10. And you get a +5. The reason that the glamour bonus for the charisma bonus for magic skills is different because it's that lower tier thing. It's like half as effective as your primary stat stuff. But anyway, just keep it easy on my guys and me, +5. Okay, glue. Each point creates a 5 centimeter square. So that'd be 5 centimeters is not 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. That's 25 centimeters squared, right? Yeah, so 2.5 centimeters by 2.5 centimeters. Or it's going to be less than that, but whatever. Okay. The strength of the glue equals the magic points powering the spell, multiplied by 10. If you can remember way back, there was a rune spell that did something that had an effect like glue, but they didn't say times 10. It was just a magic point, so we had to fix that. Okay. Glue can be overcome using your strength against the strength of the glue on the resistance table. If you're successful, the spell is broken. It's no longer sticky. Glue doesn't work on living tissue or living organic matter. But it works on things like doors and wooden legs and clothing and swords and scabbards and boots, that kind of stuff. If you want to glue two objects together, they must be at rest relative to one another, not at relative rest to one another. Okay, in other words, not even glue them. Glue does not work. Okay, heal. Repairs damage done to hit points. There we go. You have to touch the part of the body you're trying to heal, and each point of heal immediately repairs 1 hit point to that location. Cannot raise you from the dead. 2 points will stop bleeding. 6 points will restore a severed limb, assuming you have all the parts. What they don't say here, and they probably should, is heal 2. However, 2 points of heal stops the bleeding of any wound and heals 2 points. And 6 points of heal restores a severed limb to the body if all parts are available and heals 6 hit points. I think it's because elsewhere that's already been discussed and decided, so it's specified here. Okay, heat metal, new spell. Causes 1 encumbrance worth of metal to heat up and become malleable, right? Takes about a minute for the metal to become red hot. If the metal is worn or held, it does a d6 of damage per round to that location. Each point of spell increases the intensity of the heat by 1 level. 1 point is too hot to handle, 2 points melts tin, 3 points makes lead soft, 4 points melts lead, 5 points softens copper, gold, silver, aluminum, bronze, and iron. Enough, for smithing. 6 points will melt all those materials. Okay, Hotfoot, new spell. You have to overcome the target's power, and they receive a burning pain in 1 foot. You get to choose. And so they cannot stand on that foot for the rest of the melee round. Assuming the person is the target is bipedal, they have to do a Dex times 5 roll, and if they're successful, they can hop around on one foot until the other one doesn't hurt anymore. Otherwise, they fall down. It says the GM should figure out what do you do if you got a creature with 6, 8, 12 legs, right? Okay. Ignite. Ignites anything flammable, right? It creates a small fire that can set such things alight, like a torch or a thatched roof or a dry backpack. Skin cannot be ignited. Hair and fur can be, I don't know, I'd say ignited, because I've had my hair on fire before. It's not like on fire, just melts, really, is what it does. Crinkles up. Stinks bad, too. Okay. But you only do hair or fur if you overcome their target's power. Okay. And it doesn't really say what happens to you if your hair is caught on fire. Do you take a d6 for the damage? I don't know. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, was he? Okay, Iron Hand. Enhances natural weapons and unarmed combat. Just like Blade Sharp and Bludgeon, right? However, it affects the whole body, which puts an entirely new spin on my baboons. Because they bite, too. Okay. Whole body. I like that. So it includes headbutting and kicking. Okay, various non-human creatures have their own special guns, like iron claw, iron beak, iron hoof, etc. Okay. Each point increases the chance to hit by 5% and adds +1 damage. This bonus damage is magical, right? So if you're going to get somebody like a Telemori or some other creatures only hurt by magical points, the points put into the Iron Hand do magical damage and will damage the creature. The rest of the damage isn't and doesn't. Okay. Jumping, new spell. Allows a fully encumbered person to jump up to 3 meters high or 3 meters away for the duration. So you can keep jumping. Each additional point adds 3 meters to the range or allows you to lift 3 additional size points or 15 points of encumbrance. If you fail on a jump roll, you fall down, although the full distance is still covered. So you're jumping up. 3-meter fall, 1d6 damage, right? Okay. Lantern must be cast on a flat surface, usually the front of a shield. If you notice that most Hoplite type shields are roundish, they're slightly caved. Or Catherine, what's the word? Convex, concave. Depends on which side you're looking at, right? Slightly curved. There we go. Still works. Okay. It illuminates a 12 meter radius, right? For 180 degrees. Gives off the glow like a torch, is good enough to read by, but is not full daylight, so it doesn't affect creatures affected by daylight. And it's not affected by extinguish because it's not a fire. It's light. Okay. The light spell. Cast on a physical object like a wand, a fingertip, a wall. And it lights everything from that spot within a 10-meter radius. It's again good enough to read by, but not daylight. And again, not affected by extinguish. Light wall. Creates a wall of light, like the dark wall did, the wall of darkness, right? 10 square meters, which just for reference is 10.3 feet by 10.3 feet. Okay. Cash can take, again, is it active if you want to move the wall, otherwise it's passive. So you can put it up and forget about it, but if you want to move it, you got to concentrate, right? And when you concentrate, you can do no other actions to move it. And it moves 3 meters per melee round. And it moves on the same strike rank that the spell was cast on. Okay. It presents a bright glare on one side that is visibly impenetrable. But from the caster side, it's completely transparent. Also, it glows. Illuminates a 10 meters on all sides except the rear. It eliminates 10 meters on all sides for 10 meters. Yeah, right. Illuminates for 10 meters. Okay. But it is covering a 270-degree arc. So that's everything in front plus 15 degrees back on either side of the wall. That's interesting. Okay. You can, instead of move it, you can shape it, right? As long as the total area remains the same. The thickness always remains 10 centimeters. This is the first time we mentioned thickness, by the way. So it shouldn't remain 10 centimeters. It should be the thickness is always 10 centimeters. And when you reshape the wall, it always is around the center point. Not affected by extinguish. And then does the same thing like dark wall did with light wall. If you cast it on a dark wall, they negate each other unless they move apart. Okay, and that brings us to the M spells, which we will do next time. Happy gaming.